We are not out of the danger zone yet. That's according to Governor Abbott, who gave an update this afternoon on the deadly Texas flooding. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. For now, the death toll from the Hill Country flood is holding at 2 people. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in with the very latest. Sean.
And good evening to you. Let me tell you, one of those 2 people are dying, of course, in Kerr County. The other in Uvalde. A different impact in profound human cost in contrast to last year's flood. But the damage to homes, businesses, livelihood could be more widespread. And at the end of the day, come with higher costs to rebuild than last year's flood.
State leaders in Uvalde Friday, the epicenter of this hill country flood.
I had the opportunity on my way in to Uvalde to view the entire region by air and get to see the rivers that had been overflowed, the fields and neighborhoods that have been flooded, the pockets of devastation that you were able to witness from the air.
Governor Abbott meeting with locals from Uvalde before briefing on the flood's impact and signing a disaster declaration going to President Trump. In the town that may have been hit the hardest, cut off by the floodwaters from the rivers around it, especially the Nueces.
What it does is it will open the door to federal relief to assist in the rebuilding of this region,
where more than 300 rescues have taken place. Statewide, more than 500 people total pulled to safety.
Still a very dynamic situation where we had days of 10 or 15 inches of rain. Another day of 1 to 2 inches of rain could produce equally catastrophic impacts.
North of Uvalde in Kerr County, extensive damage. The worst downstream from Kerrville around Ingram, Center Point, and south and southwest. 19 bridges in that county, at least 6 now with serious damage. Others, workers have not been able to get close enough to inspect. But a different flood than last year and a different response.
This time, the difference is we saw that our neighbors were being flooded for about 2 days before this flood. And so that's really kind of the big difference that has happened here.
Recovery doesn't end when the floodwaters recede. It only begins. And it will continue for months, if not years.
Austin Dixon is CEO of Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. That public charitable foundation raised $150 million after the deadly flood in and around Kerrville last year. They, too, asking you to give again to a new campaign called the Texas Hill Country Relief Fund that'll benefit folks across 10 hill country counties.
The need this year is expansive. It's across a much broader region. It potentially is a more complicated undertaking in that there are more communities that are affected.
And, of course, more people affected as well. Now, Texas got a lot of resource help. They're on the ground here now from 8 or 9 other states. The difference in this flood and last year's is what saved lives. And here it is. First, talk about the warnings. Last year, the storm and flood was at night and maybe with only hours of weather warnings. This year, though, as early as Saturday and Sunday, the predictions were in place for Tuesday through Thursday, catastrophic flooding. And many people heeded the warnings, getting out before the storm came in and the water came up.
Sean, thank you.
All right.